before you whoop my ass, we gonna tussle. I don't know what. Say yeah, whatever. I'll be like, okay. I'm like 10 years old and shit. So my mom 275 pounds and she was 5'10". So that was bigger. My dad was 5, but my mom was big and she was like heavy, overweight. So she would just pick us up, whatever. So she came in the room and she said, so she would. It was kind of like she had to hype herself up to whoop our ass. And then you know that people say it hurts me to whoop your ass. I said, I don't think that's the case. I think you get off with my ass. The belt be across the room, right? And so she get the belt and she be like, so she started talking about what the fuck I did, right? So I said, look, that ain't what happened. I'm trying to explain before she whooped my ass. I said, hold on now, let me explain. And she'd be like, so I'm gonna whoop your ass. But how bad I whoop your ass, but you tell what you did. I mean, like, let me explain. So I have to try to explain, right? And you like, get the nail with it. And so while I'm talking, she wrapping the belt around her hand, right? And I was like, so I'm seeing this. And I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, you ain't listening.
Oh, that's what you telling him. That's what you were saying.
No, I'm telling my mom, right? I'm like, you ain't really listening to what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to explain to you what happened. And then you wrapping the belt around your hand like you about to hit somebody. So what he should do is, so I'm like, I ain't on my knees. I'm sorry. I ain't get down there. I ain't gonna let you whoop my ass like that. We gonna let tussle. She knew what was going on. So when she hit me with the belt, I grab it and I behold that motherfucker like dear life. And she tried to pull it back, hit me again, and I'll be like, every time she hit me, I grab that motherfucker, and she had to use all kind of power to pull it back. So I'll be holding on to it. I'll be like dangling with the belt, and then she like picked me up in the air, so I had no left. But I was like, fuck that. You hit me with that belt again, I'm gonna grab that motherfucker. And she's like, let go of the belt. I'll be like, kiss my ass. And I'm like, and I'm crying and I'm holding on to that motherfucker for dear life. Like every time I let go, there's gonna be a hit. So I'm gonna hold on to this bitch and not let you get a strangle. So I would cut my spanking in half because she was so tired of holding the belt, of fighting me with the belt. Every time I hit, I grabbed the motherfucker and I wrestled with it. And I'm like, I brought him with it. Whoa. I ain't getting that shit. I ain't giving them shit. I'm like, yeah, every time you stroke me, you want to fight for this motherfucker. That was my theory in my head. So I would say, shit, I'm like, just grab that belt when she hits you. Just grab it. And then tie her out. Make her tired. So she be sweating when she come out the room with me. She's like, I done whooped this bitch ass, but she's out in half of what she used to do. So I just sit there and she was my ass, and I be on my knees with my pants down. I said, shit. Kiss my ass up there. I ain't taking my pants up. She was like, take the pants down. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? I was like, are you fucking crazy? She's like, oh, I'm gonna tear your ass up. And she'd be like, she's like, keep my arms, like, and I'd be like, I put my arms up like, stop her. Like, hey. So she hit me in the leg, hit me in the arm. She goes like go up and down, like whatever my arms are, she would go around. And
I had an
like,
infection
okay,
last week.
grab the belt.
And
grab the belt. So the key is tie her out. She wasn't overweight. She was big, so she was strong, but she, like big people have low stamina. She didn't have no stamina, so she could only hit if she was hit this, even if she was just hit this with the belt, she would get tired. But if I'm holding the belt and wrestling with her every stroke, she would get tired quick, and she'd be like, "Ooh," but she would leave the room and she'd be like, "Stay in the room." I'm like, "Hey, you fucking kiss my ass. Let's go. I'm out of here." I bounced out the house. I was like, and then she'd be like, she used to tell me, I'm gonna get you for old and new. Like, I would do something and she'd be like, I'm gonna whoop your ass today. I'm gonna get you for old and new. And I'm like, that don't make sense. And one day I was in the room and she came in there, right, with the belt, and I was like, what you doing? I didn't do nothing. And she was like, remember I told you old and new? This is old and new. I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck you talking about? You can't whoop me on. I didn't do shit.
Charles, this was your mom?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And then she didn't whoop my sisters. She would try to take them out and go whoop them somewhere else in the street. But my dad, he's okay when we get my ass, but she did whoop the sisters. And I'm like, you know, shit, she got issues. She gonna come take out some shit on me. I'm like, hey, man. Like every day, right? So my older sister used to sit at home. She was overweight. But she would just play with her dolls, right? And then my younger sister would just go next door to play with the other girl. But I had to go to the school ground and play baseball with the other kid. And then she would come by and she would just stop at the park at the school and point, like, go home, nigga, right now. So that, and I had like half of the stuff. Like I had baseball, I had bats, so I had to take off my shit and leave in the middle of the game, right? And then my sister would call her when she got home from work and said, Chuck, he didn't do his chores. He went out and he played at the school ground, blah, blah, blah. So she'd already threw salt on me before, you know, so like I go home, do my homework, and then I you know, like, let's say, so somebody would have her bedroom, somebody would have the living room, somebody would have the kitchen, which they wash and dish. So the living room, so it was easy. All you do was wipe the table off, put some furniture polish on it, and throw all the shit in the room. And then with her room, the way I used to do it, I would make up her bed and throw all the shit in the back of the box. And she wasn't hip to that. So then my sister and them saw it one day, right? So they said, so this thing ain't your clothes off, he ain't put them in the drawer, he threw them in the back of the closet. So she looked in the back of the closet and saw all her clothes back there, right? And she said, come here, little nigga. Like, so I was like, it was like, what have you been doing in my room? And she said, well, I mean, I make up the bed. I said, no, you not. You throwing my clothes in the back of the closet. You know better than that. And she was like, what the fuck? And then, so every day, I had to like violate the rule to go play. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a whooping just to go play. So I had to do my chores and then ask for permission to go out. I'm like, hey, look, let's skip the fishing part. And I would do my chores. And I did them fast, and then I would play. And then my older sister, she was like, she was still out, so she had no friend. So of course she loved to tell me. Yeah, doing this, doing that. And so when I was in San Diego, right, this past time, she be screaming. She's notorious screaming like my mom used to. So she's screaming at her husband, but it's like just talking loud. It's not screaming. It's just she be like, Gary. And so I started having reminiscences of my mom. So I'm like, they're like, she's screaming like my mom. And when she talked to him, even with the dog, she'd be like, Luca, you guys, blah, blah, blah. She only, like, she don't have no low voice. It was always talking loud. And I was like, I'm thinking in my mind, she's just like Mama. She's just like, she's screaming. She'd be like, you know, screaming. She'd be like loud, just hollering and shit. And I'm like, hey, I'm right here. And I was like, and I said, I'm seeing it firsthand when she's picking up the traits from her mom. And then I started talking to her about it. I said, you know, you've got some of the traits like your mom, like mom. And I said, I was listening to you the other day. You was talking just like mama. And she's like, started laughing, right? And then her husband was like, yeah, just like Miss Sloan. She like, and then like my sister was like, all right now, shut up now, if I come over there and kick your ass. He was like, she keeps threatening me like she gonna do something. And then, but see, he just got back surgery, so he all handicapped. So I'm like, she be talking shit, and it's like they were just talking shit to each other, right? At both sisters were talking shit to their husband. So I'm sitting there like, this is how you guys do daily? This is everyday thing? I said, I'd have been gone by now. I'd have been there, left your ass and shit. How would I marry you in the shit you talking? You know, and I was just like, I guess that's what you gotta used to, so I'm not saying nothing. Like, you know, I'm not interfering in your shit. But then after I realized, I said, okay, I see why. One time, my brother-in-law called my sister, right? And he was like, you know, hey, man, you know, this is going on at work, right? So she was like, is that what you is that all what you calling me about? To tell me about this shit? And I'm like, he trying to share his day with you, and you are just telling him, you know, and you hung up the phone. And I said, so if he don't call you and he gonna do whatever he want to do, then you be all worried. You be like, where the fuck you been? You know, and it's like, that's what my mom used to do. My mom used to be like, tell me, come home, see me, mama, right? And then she'd be cussing me out, right? The whole time. Doing all this, do that, do this, do that. But then she's like, go on, get the fuck out of here. Like, go on, sit down. So I would go find my way over my sister's house. Then she'd be like, tell Chip to come on back home. She'd be like, come back here. You came to see me. Why the hell are you over there? And I'm like, you told me to leave. What the fuck? So I'm like, this is crazy. And then I was like, this shit is just, you never content. You're not happy. I said, this is why I don't go home. I'm in my mind. This is why I don't go home. This is done. This is done. This thing is cooked, done. Just stick a fork in. I can't do this. It's like abnormal behavior. You know, now that I went to college, I'm looking back, I'm like, hey, calm down. And I'm telling my mom, like, so imagine somebody always screaming, always talking loud. You tell them to calm down. Which I didn't know that was a trigger word for women when I say calm down. Chill out. That makes them get riled up worse. So that was I didn't know better. So I was like, calm down. There's no need to talk loud right here. And that made it will work. And so now I put two and two together, right? You know, you know how you talk calm, right? Somebody's talking crazy, and you start saying, yeah, it's okay. Just calm down. I'm right here. And when you do that, they take that as you talking, you starting something else. So they take it as adversary, confrontation. And then you just try to, you know how you talk low when somebody talking loud? So they reduce down to talking the way you talking to. But if they get louder because they get pissed off, you can't do nothing about it. That's why I'm like, you know, this is that's why I'm like you. That's why when you said mental illness, I said it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And they don't really want to accept that they're fucked up. And like you said, okay, one is handicapped, one is she got mental issues and this and that, and then but she's projected onto you. So, like my sisters, like what I was scared about in San Diego was they was like, oh yeah, your eyesight, this and that. I'm just like worried that they're gonna tell the doctor, and the doctor's gonna report me to DMV, and I can't drive my car no more. So that's why I was putting up with them, and I was like, I don't want to make it confrontational. They was like, yeah, you can't drive it until you can see. And I'm like, oh shit. They talking about taking me back to LA and leaving my truck in San Diego. I'm like, I'm not gonna make no payments on no truck and insurance and the motherfucker out of town. I said, you want to take over the payment? So, I was under assumption of this, but see, the miscommunication, she said, after I confronted her about it, she was like, that's not what I would do. I would take you back home, but we're going to drive you, make sure you are back home, and do what you do after that. That's on you. I was like, well, you didn't say that. You were saying all kind of shit like, this truck is dangerous, you can't drive it, you can't do this. I'm like, I said, before I got to this kid, I was driving down here all the time. So I don't. But now that I'm at your mercy, you guys are projecting shit on me that is making this shit very toxic. And I said, I can't do this. But the only reason we was getting along back in the day, because I would come, stay for 2 days, y'all want to see me, and then I go back home. But now I'm back in your house, under your roof, by your roof. And it's like you're talking to me like one of your kids. I'm like, that can't happen. Nope. I'm a grown man. It's like, you gotta respect it. Don't you use a little chap or whatever? Like, I'm not that. So I'm just like, and they were just like, talking to me like I was 5 years old. I'm like, do you see me as an adult or something? Because you just saying anything. I'm like, could you put a filter on it? You know how persons just, they don't think, but they just open their mouth and keep saying shit, and they don't filter it out and think about your feelings. They just say anything they want to say. And you gotta pick up the pieces of what they say. I'm like, yo, hey. But that's when I started going to silent treatment. I'm like, well, I'm gonna do my godly reverse psychology on your ass. I can't say shit because I'm at the mercy of you. I gotta go by your rules. But hey, don't talk to me like that. The fuck? So that's what I'm good. I can't do it.
Wow, Charles.
Yeah, we both in some fucked up shit. Your shit's fucked up. Like, you not talking to your family like I ain't talking about family.
And the thing about it is, Charles, even most recently, my sister, she accused my brother of molestation, and we don't know where it came from. It sounds like did you wait till you were an adult or whatever? Yeah. Well, I don't know if it happened or not, but she all of a sudden came out with her mouth with that. Then she was trying to convince me that I had been molested. And I don't have any recollection of anything of that such nature. So
see, this is the thing, okay? Okay, I'm gonna tell you some shit. Okay, he may have been. Are they close to the age?
They're close.
You are.
Yeah, I'm between me and this particular sister is 8 years.
And then he's closer to her age, right?
Yeah. But he,
So
huh?
it could, no. It could have happened because they were close to the age. You were young. Like I said, my younger sister,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't bother her, but
Mm-hmm.
he went after my older sister. So, you know, my mom went off on him when he tried to touch the older sister. But when he tried to touch me, she didn't do shit. So it's kind of like, you can fuck with him, but don't fuck with her. You see what I'm saying? And you probably had more protection from your family than her. They probably like get together, kind of like dating together, this and that, and then because there were some other people in my past, not that it happened to me, but it happened to their kids because their stepsisters brothers were sleeping in the same bed. So people put kids in the same bed,
Right.
and they think, but they don't know this kid is on some different shit. This motherfucker, he watching porno and this and that, and now he got his. He don't know what to do with it, but he trying to have sex with it, whatever.
Right.
Then, but if they were older, like let's say he's 2 years older, he may be trying to do stuff to the other girl that he wouldn't do to you because it's like it's too big of an age gap. So there's a chance that he'd get it. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you one example. Say this shit, don't hold me to the shit. Like, one time when we was in high school, right? We were at home by myself on Saturday. And my sister, she was a cheerleader and this and that, whatever. So we had a thing where we used to beside each other, right? Like, we would count, like, okay, you do me for 15 minutes, I do you for 15 minutes, right?
Oh, I remember you telling me this. Yeah.
Right. So we had this thing, so we would just have, it's called massage. So we was like, okay, you want to do massage? Okay. But see, she started cheating. So I would do her first, and then on my time, she would cut my time. Or she would, if I fell asleep, she would act like, oh, I already finished, right? So then one time we were at home by ourselves, and then she came at me like, I don't know if it was wrestling or what the fuck happened, but she was like, have sex with me. And I was like, are you fucking crazy? I'm like, oh, hell no. So I got up, and I was like, are you fucking crazy, man? But I didn't bring it up no more after that. I just like took it as like, hey, man, this is you fucking crazy. I said that shit ain't right. And then
who said have sex with you? The sister?
My younger sister.
Oh.
Cause see what it is everywhere I would go, she would follow me, right?
Right.
And then they'd be like, oh, Chuck's sister. So she started like, I don't know, it wasn't a pedestal, but it's kind of like, like, I don't know if it's jealousy or what. It came out to jealousy later, but even like in elementary school, like, something happened to her, like they played dodgeball, didn't get her the game of the ball. So she started crying, and then everybody went over to me while I was playing Foursquare and said, hey, this dude hit your sister in the head with the bottom, with the dodgeball. So they were like, oh, I'm going to tell your brother. So then I had to come over there and hit the dude and like say, don't fuck with my sister, right? So he was like the whole damn the playground came over to me and said, oh, what's that hit your sister in the head? Like instigate. Like, ooh, fight, other fuck break out. So I went over there and the dude was scared as hell, right? So I said, you hit my sister in the head before? And I was trying to like reason with him, right? But I said, because we were talking like up close, everybody was back at a distance. I said, I have to do prepare yourself, but I have to hit you because I have a reputation around here, right? So I'm like, I was trying to make it not so bad, but I have to fucking stop. So that the message that people can't think they can pull the wool over my eye, right? It's kind of like I have a reputation. And if I don't do nothing, it's like chaos. It's like chaos right now. So the dude was like, what? Like, what the fuck you say? And he said, I was about to knock the shit out of you. But I'm telling you, don't take it personal. And so he was scared, right? And so I stepped back and I cocked it. I turned around, right? And came back, socked him in the face, right? And then everybody was like, ooh. And like, no, I'm not gonna fight him. Dude, like, dude, don't want to fight. Come on, man. Like, because it was about fight. It was like, everybody was fighting. One time I had a fight with a girl, right? So the girl I liked, she used to hang out with my sister. So the benefit of having sisters, you can gauge if somebody likes you, right? So we was in the school ground, we was on the swing, right? So it was like all these guys, me and my little prune guy. And so we was on the swing. And so the girl, she was over there with my sisters. They was playing over there, right? So then the one guy, he was talking shit to her. And then he said, Chuck said, blah, 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 blah. And then she said, he better not motherfucker say nothing. He better not have said that. And then he was like, instigate with me. And I'm like, I didn't say nothing. And then it's like, but he said it like, he said some shit like, you can't contest it, right? And he like, it was kind of like a bag or something. And he said, oh, he said this about you, right? He said, you bet that said that shit. And then I was like, and I kind of like the girl, right? I was like, that's cute, da, da, da. And then, she kind of got a little rough edges and shit. But then I was like, I didn't say that. But then now it's like I'm backing down. So then she said, you bet I hadn't said that. And then I was like, okay. And then now they instigate. Ooh, she said, da, da, da. I said, and then she was like, yeah, I fucked you up like that, right? And I'm like, okay, you're taking this shit too far. That's it. I said I didn't say it, and let it go. And so the guys kept instigating shit. Like, yeah, he said this and that. He like, taking it to the next level. And I was like, look, so the girls are coming over there. So now all my sisters and everybody was coming over to the swing. And I said I didn't say it. So now they're in a circle. Once you get the circle, and then they're like, ooh, what you gonna do? And I'm like, look, I don't want to fight you. I didn't say this, da 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 da. So while I was saying that, she hitting the stuff, like dabbed me in the chest, right? And kicked me and knocked me down, right? And I was like trying to reason with her, right? But then at that point, when you kick me in the chest and knock me down, I was like, all gloves are off. And fury came in my eye. And see what it is, I'm a Libra, so I won't get mad until you do shit to me and piss me off. Now you release the rage. And even when I fought, I didn't like to fight. But people was instigation, pick fights with me. And then once it started, I whooped their ass, and then they be trying to pull me off of them. It's kind of like a pit bull. It's like, pit bull is nice until you fuck with it, and then he turn around and bite the shit out of you and lock on your ass. Then you be like, oh, stop. Oh, get off of it. It's too late. You turn the adrenaline and all the rage on. So then with the girl, she kicked me in the chest. I was like, and I was trying to, like, but then after the kick, I was like, I got up, and everybody was like, ooh. And then I said, I was trying to say, I was about to say, why did you kick me? But at that point, all gloves were off. So I went up, I just like, I didn't punch him, right? So I tapped him. I used to play football when I was in the elementary, right? So I played Pop One. So I tapped him, right? Threw it to the ground, and then she was swinging on me, right? She like punched me and shit, and then I tackled her, and the hit was so hard. When I hit her like she was another person in football. So I hit her, tackled her, dragged her in the dirt, and then I had her pinned, right? She was punching, and I had her already pinned, and I was kind of like saying, stop, because I'm going to hurt you. I said, you saw what I just did, right? And so then I let her up, or I said, are you going to stop? Like, you know, you like hold the motherfucker down, like, are you going to stop? Are you going to stop? And then they be like, yeah, just to get up, right? So then she got up, and she came at me again, right? This time, the reaction was, I threw 3 blows. Pop, 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 straight to her face. And then she was still swinging, so somehow I grabbed her bra. She had a little 2-top on, and I pulled her bra down to her pants, right? So her top was exposed. And everybody was like, "Ooh," she said, you see her breast. She didn't go breast, so she had no breast. But I was like, "Ooh, you showed her breast." Yeah, I'm like, nigga, the fucking fist was coming at me. I wasn't fucking worried about what her fucking titties was showing. Motherfucking, she was throwing blows on my fucking ass. She would kick me in the chest, shit like that. That girl was fucking brutal. I'm like, shit, I had to take her down. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I can't stop this because now she's pissed off. You know when a person's pissed off, like, I'm going to get you until your ass go down. And it's like, how I got to defuse it is beat her ass to the point where somebody around stop the shit. You know, like when you whoop somebody's ass,
right,
and somebody steps in and says, that's enough ass whooping. So that's when I threw 3 blows, and I put her top down, and I pushed her down on the ground, and I was like, stop. And she kept madder and madder. She's pumping up, and she's coming at me. And I said, and then I was like, so my sisters came in and stopped. And it was like, they knew it could have got worse. And they came in and grabbed her, and they was holding her, and they said, go home. Like, leave. Because she ain't going to stop. So they held her, and I took off. And then they knew I was, like, her Mercio. Because it's like, if he really goes off the way he really used to, because one time this one little Mexican kid out with the square, he kept picking on me, right? So I'm like, well, I take it you want to fight. You know how you like, you're unsuspecting of it, but they keep coming at you?
right.
Like, talking shit. Everything you say, they got a word about it. And it's like, then I looked and I said, wait, he's fucking with me, right? So I was like, so I told him, I said, I'm giving you your warning. If you say any more, if you do any more aggression, I'm going to whoop your ass. So this is what he wanted. So it's like, oh, that's all I got to do is talk some more shit to you? So, and then my buddies is like, hey, this dude is fucking with you, right? So now it's like, dust him off real quick. So I was playing basketball. I stopped the game. Everybody was like, go deal with it. You know, we were all like, we would fight. And it was like, get the shit over. Don't let this shit prolong. So I went over to the dude. I said, man, why you keep fucking with me, right? So what I was doing was pumping myself up to whoop his ass. I was trying to avoid, you know how you like fight or avoid a fight? I'm doing it, but he keeps coming into my world. So I was like, I went over there, and I was already pissed off what he was doing. then I came up, Jim. See, back then I could fight, so all of us could go down in the hood. So the little Mexican boy came up, and I just started busting. I was crack, 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 crack. Every move he made, I was just fist was coming from every direction. And then he was like, he tried to bum rush me, and what I was good at was I would bounce back, but I would keep fists coming. Like fists are coming, and I'm backing up. So I'm still popping him in the face, but he can't catch me. Every time I would move, like Floyd Pep, like Mayweather, I would keep moving, and then he would try to catch on, grab me, and wrestle me down, but I keep busting. I'm busting him in the face. The liver bleeds, the nose is bleeding, and I'm like, I'm cracking him, and I'm telling him, stop, stop. Now we're in the middle of a fight, so of course it's not going to stop. So until I defuse him, it ain't gonna be. It's like, you know, when adrenaline starts pumping, so adrenaline's pumping. So now I'm not gonna be able to stop him. So I gotta whoop his ass, defuse him, and make somebody feel sorry to stop the fight. And it's like that was just a part of the neighborhood. It was fucking violence. It was like the cats and the dogs, like they always fighting outside. Like dogs want to fight, cats want to fight, and I'm like, is this like the kind of fucking jungle or some shit? And I'm like, like everybody is going to start a fight. They come and pick the fight, and then when I finish it, it's like, dude, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I'm trying to avoid this. And then they start doing shit, and then it's like, that's it. I'm sorry, but I gotta release this shit. And it's like, wow. And it's just so brutal how it happened. Because it's like, I'm making them, and it's like, it's a flurry of punches coming. And it's like, you pissed me off. Now I gotta bring this to you. And I'm like, and then you come to the neighborhood and it's like, okay, yeah, I gotta go. Like, just like with football, right? How do a football player turn it on every Sunday and then come back to be, like, go home to the family and be a dad, and now don't bring none of the violence back home or none of the abuse. That's why if you just talk to the wives of a football player, right, it's like he can't turn that shit off. So it's like, stay away from the house for a couple of days before you come home, and it's like, the shit happens. It's like, you can't turn it on, violence on Sunday and turn it off on Monday. Some people can, but it depends on the position. Like when Ray Rice hit his wife, socked her in the head, dragged her in a little elevator. Right. It's like, that shit ain't right. And then she was like, oh, I'm not going to press charges and this and that. And she had to go back. He probably gave her money and this and that. Said, I'm sorry, baby, blah, blah, blah. I want to do something. And it's like, a big motherfucker that big and strong, little ass bump his ass. It's like, that shit ain't right. And I never was violent anyway. Even with my wife, I was never. We would wrestle, she would start. She would start to wrestle. So she would wrestle. I'm like, and I would just let her win. Sometimes I'd be like, okay. But then sometimes she got crazy. I was like, hey, let me let you know, strength over here. Ooh. Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's stop wrestling. This shit ain't fun though. Because it's like, it escalate. And I'm like, yo. And then I would see it, and then I have to stop. And so I was like, yo, let's not do this no more. You can't decipher the difference. you taking it personal now, and it's like you started. I don't want to wrestle. Shit, why I want to wrestle with you? And then she had one of the wrestling moves, but she used to watch wrestling and UFC. So she had me with the headlock with the leg. You know, you put the leg around the neck. Right. She had me pinned into her leg, and she was like doing it like the UFC. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on, whoa, you choking me. I said, hey, who's that shit up? Hey, you choking me. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, you gotta let go of me. And I'm like, tap out, tap. And she ain't let go. I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, you know what I mean now? So I'm trying to legs open and I'm like, what the fuck wrong with you? She's not laughing. So what I realized she was fucked up was you wrestle or something happens, let's say I fall or I hit something, I bump my head on the cabinet, she would laugh. And then I'm like, why are you laughing at my pain? You know, that shit ain't funny. And I'm going, shit. And she'd be like, laughing and shit. I'm like, you know, because you start thinking this person wants pain for you. Something is in their DNA when they laugh at your pain. And I'm like, that shit ain't fun. You know? Shit, what the fuck is that? It's like, why the fuck you laughing? Ain't that fun? So you start watching certain things, and then, like I said, we went compatible. She liked to listen to all this Brazilian music and shit. And I'm like, I don't want to hear all this Mexican shit. And then that's when we just like going apart. And it's like, you know, hey, I'm cool.
You say you cool, Charles?
Yeah. And I was telling him, I'm going to be somebody that's more compatible to me and likes old school music, you know, and take care of me. And she was like, yeah, you know. I said, don't be tripping when you see motherfucking house. You see, when I met her, after I broke up with the other girl said, I'm going to come with the other girl's ass. Like, my wife now, the other girl said, I'm coming to whoop her ass, meet you up. I know you. I know you will be. And you don't know when I come. I'm going to kick her ass. And I was like, huh? But we broke up. And then now she realized that I'm gone. And all the shit that, you know, like, you know, once you cut somebody loose, then you start realizing how good they are, how bad they are. If it was bad, it's like, I feel relieved. But if it was good, you start reminiscing about the things that they did for you. And it's like, yeah, listen. So all my exes, they be like, I remember this, I remember that. And I'm like, that's good. That's good, dog. Shit, thanks. I ain't going back down that road. So you just get to a certain point, you just want somebody to love you, and you love them back, and reciprocate shit. I do good things for you, you do good things for me. You have goodwill for me. Like, you want me to succeed. You know what's crazy? When I was in the barbecue, right? So I had her working with me the first year or two. And so she'd be like, how much you gonna pay me? So I would pay her like $50, $60, right? And I said, you can pay more money if you just, you know, like, I'm getting $700-$800 event, right? So she would see me have to stack money. And so I would put it in a drawer or whatever, and then I put it in the bank for Monday. right? So then she started getting hip to holding my money, taking some of my money from the sack. Because she knew I would be tired after I barbecued. It would take a day for me to sleep and get up and clean everything out. But she was like, I would take money and put it in the drawer. I wouldn't count it. So I didn't know how much I was. So I would just go to sleep. And then she would go and get the money out of there. And then I was like, I thought I had more money in this. And then I was like, realizing she was just skipping some of the money off the top. She knew I'd go to sleep. And she'd be like, oh, let's go to the bathtub, let's go to the bed. And she knew where the money was. So I was like, she wasn't tripping, but, she's taking some of the money. I was like, I started figuring shit out. So I was like, yo, dude, I'm not going to tell you where the money is. I'm behind the shit. So I go in my office. And I hide it in different places. Every time I put it in different places. So she be looking for it, she can't find it. I was like, shit. But yeah, I would come with like a stack of money. Like, I'm like, dude, like every event, like, see with the food, every event, it was $1,000, $2,000 an event. So I was getting a lot of money, because every event, like, even like, let's say you go to a farmer's market, like my friend, she had kettle corn,
right?
And she was getting $200-$300. On my worst day, I would go to $700-$800. And then she see how the boat gets cracking, and then it's like all these customers are lining up, and they're skipping everything else, so they're like, shit, they want the barbecue. And it's like, I didn't really have to say, come and see whatever. They buy the ass up and see the picture, the banner, they see the food, picture of the food, and they're like, I want that. Everything was banging. So it was like, yeah, it was crazy, man. So what you about to do, baby?
I'm in here, believe it or not, Charles. It seems like I had done started packing and I was just throwing stuff in boxes. And now I'm downsizing boxes and I'm going through all my electronics and
Organizing.
yep, getting my wires, because these are things that no matter where I be, I'm gonna need. So I ain't gonna throw this stuff away, even if I'm putting them in little baggies. But I need my little electronics. I'm seeing what's working, putting batteries and stuff. Like since I've been on the phone with you, I done found 5 functioning mouses, like wireless mouses. Worst case scenario, I could sell them, or I need them because I do a lot of computer work. So I'm just putting batteries and stuff, testing stuff, checking out what don't have a wire, putting the wire together with the device and getting all my little stuff together because even like I got fire sticks in the house, all these little things, I'm going to need them either where I'm going or they can be something I can sell on eBay or somewhere. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sorting, I'm cleaning, and I'm just praying that I'm on a time schedule that I can get everything just the way that I want it. And then I'm gonna look into a storage. I really gotta think today. Do I do the storage or do I do my girlfriend's house? And I'm gonna think through that. But I'm just moving boxes and I'm downsizing. I'm moving everything in the house. I think it's gonna come to a point, like even like my son's clothes and stuff. I think I'm gonna just put it on there and just say, "Free, come get it." Just to get some of the stuff out of here. And then I'm putting the stuff on the shelves. I got a lot of storage racks in my garage that I can eventually probably sell because somebody would want to put it in their garage or something. So I'm just organizing and I'm eating up my food and all the stuff I have around here, and I'm just Just, putting it in perspective. I got a deep freezer. I was thinking, if something go down, I can just give it to my neighbor, tell him throw all the food that I got in the house in the deep freezer and take it. So I'm just organizing and moving forward, Charles. I'm going somewhere. And that's all I can say. I'm just doing what I need to do right now. And I say ain't no need to be so hasty that I throw away a bunch of stuff that I could use if I just take a few hours to sort through stuff. And then stuff I be forgetting that you have. How many times I done ran out of this house because I couldn't find the little wireless adapter that you stick in your cell phone, in your computer, so your wireless mouse would. And I love having a mouse versus using a computer. And I never throw anything away, so I'm finding the little backs of them and the little pieces, and I'm plugging them in and putting them in Ziploc bags because this is stuff that I can use. Looking at my screwdrivers, getting my little tools together. I'm in here just doing what I have to do, Charles. That's it. And whatever time limit I'm on, the more organized I am, the more it can just make sense. What I can leave, what I can walk away from, and just keep moving. So I think after maybe today, some of this stuff, I'm just going to change the free and just say, please come get it. Because I got to clear it out so I can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to look into the storage by tomorrow morning. I have to figure out how to, what I'm going to do at least by tomorrow with that. And so I'm going to work a little bit on my project, and I'm just moving forward, finding my HDMI cables, all these kind of things I could sell because they're expensive. So I'm not going to be so hasty that I throw away potential money or things that I can use now that I'm going somewhere. And now I might end up even just going ahead and looking into, as soon as I decide I'm going to do DC, start posting. Actually, I'm going to call my one girlfriend that got the colonic center and tell her I might be coming back to DC. Can I use her address and start promoting the DNA business so I can be getting hits out there and stuff like that. I'm on a mission, Charles. I just want the universe to be on my side as far as time and what I need to do so I can leave and without being disgraced. That's all I'm requesting. So I'm excited.
Yeah, you said your pride there. People they do shit for their pride.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like part of the humbling process is to take you of your pride. Because your pride is what you're stubborn sometimes. I'm not saying this in your case, but sometimes it's a hindrance.
Right.
Like you could have chose another road and presented yourself, but you were stubborn and you're like, I'm gonna stick it out here. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And you're like, I'm gonna stick to my guns. And it's like your guns was the one that gave you the opportunity. And like you were in your mind, this is what I'm doing. Like you were telling me you filing lawsuits, this and that. I was like, I don't think she understand what filing lawsuits are. First of all, you're gonna be paying money for certain stuff. And even when you reply, it's like everything costs money. The courts ain't cheap.
Oh, I know.
Even when you file like a claim against a person, that costs money till you get started. And then along the way, you gotta cut checks. So I'm like, did she understand what she said? Like, you said I'm filing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm going for my, this and that, and a constitutional thing. I said, all that shit costs money. And then I was like, I don't hear you talking about you paying for the transaction. So I'm like, okay, in her mind, she thinks she doing something, but she ain't really did nothing. And then you said, well, they did this, because you didn't respond. Well, you didn't respond appropriately because they didn't even address you. And they just send you a letter of response or even file into court certain documents. And it's like if you file the wrong papers, they don't apply to the situation that they presented to you. Like if I do a motion to quash and I put the wrong things in the